Yes, I said it. No tip, no trip, 10.0. You can make, forget it, I can make more money by being selective.
This is where I could start to get frustrated because...
Look at that beautiful arch in my lovely city of St. Louis. Let's talk, y'all. Let's talk. Welcome back to Pedro Doordash Santiago. You can call me Mr.BetonYou. In today's video, it's no ride along. I'm gonna tell you right now the meat and potatoes of what we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna share a clip from last night. Madison went out. She's videoing some stuff. She's excited. Shout out to my girl. She's doing great. She's doing a little test because what she makes isn't really important, right? So she's going out and she's taking everything. She's done 3 shifts. Each shift has actually gotten a little bit worse as far as the money per hour that she's out. We'll talk about that. I'm gonna show you every screenshot. She worked 3 hours yesterday. I'm gonna show you exactly what she made. I'm gonna give you some opinions, but I'm also gonna give you what I believe is fact in my market. Make it your own and yours, okay? Because I see a lot of really what I feel is horrible information, a lot of assumptions, a lot of people doing something for a small amount of time and then doing this and everything's for clicks and views. Everything's for clout chasing. Everybody wants to be right. It's absolutely absurd. Let's talk about it. Let's go for a little walk, shall we? All right, so Madison's been kind enough to do a little experiment to see what my market, I'm not going to say this is everywhere. You do what works for you. If taking every order, if it keeps her at a certain amount, if what she's doing, taking everything, not worrying about mileage, and we'll talk about profits in a minute, versus me cherry picking with just DoorDash, right? And also I'll put in numbers and we'll talk about that probably on Sunday or as the weeks go, to where multi-apping is obviously in my market going to make the most money. It's not even close. So why anybody would suggest or think that, well, you can make this, DoorDash, we're out here to make money. And if you're costing yourself $5 to $10 per hour, that's a horrible business decision.
This is where I could start to get frustrated because I've literally been out here for almost an hour and a half. I'm only on my 3rd delivery and I've driven a bunch of miles for not very much money. So I was able to speed my way back to kind of South City. It's like on the cusp of it. And I just got an order to a seafood place for $9.50. But I think it's going to shoot me back out to somewhere I don't want to go. So we'll see.
So I'm going to put the screenshots of what she took yesterday. Some good orders. Mileage was high on some, but good orders, good tips. I think she had one hidden tip, as you'll see here somewhere. She had a few low ones, couple no tips. It's going to happen when you take everything. It's fine, right? She made, I think I calculated it. I'll put it somewhere, $17 an hour. Her active time and dash time were really close. We go on dash time because if you give DoorDash, let's say 3 hours or 4 hours of your time and you're sitting in your car, that is your time. I don't want to hear about active time unless you're sitting at home or whatever. If you're multi-apping, active time makes more sense because you can you're doing other things. But anyway, we go on total time here because time is money. And if I have the app on for 4 hours and I'm only active for 1 and I take 1 order for $40, that's great. But if it took me 4 hours to make $40, that's absolutely horrendous. Get another job. So those were her orders. She's new. Some people are also telling me when you're new, it's the honeymoon period. We've talked about it. I've talked about it with Instacart. They'll give you good orders. They want you to do well. I don't feel like they're giving her good orders. I feel like she's taking everything. She's making some money. She drove more miles yesterday than money she made. Let me repeat that. She drove more miles than money she made. That's bad, okay? In my opinion, if you're anywhere under $1 per mile, you're really not profitable. You might make a little bit of money, but if you sustain that for too long, you're costing yourself profitability. So this goes to my point. We're going to continue to do this because I don't think we've solved or done anything here. markets are different. It's one night. She's working at night as well, in the middle of dinner. I couldn't tell you the last time I made $17 an hour in St. Louis. I'd probably cry if I went out today. I did lunch today and didn't make that. When you accept everything DoorDash throws your way, you are there. You're making them money, not yourself. Let me repeat that. When you accept everything that Uber and DoorDash gives you and you think that that's going to benefit you, in my opinion, you're kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself. If you're in a good market, and mine, St. Louis is good, if you've already established that, taking everything is horrific, in my opinion. You're absolutely costing yourself money. And if you're falling for the games of them saying, keep your do this, do that, you'll get, in my opinion, it's absolute garbage. Okay? Learn your market. This is what I've worked for me, and I've shown you guys this. And we've shown you the success we've had here, the money we make, what we've done with that money. Learn your market. Be selective. Integrate another app. That's going to make you, in my opinion, an extra $5 to probably $7 or $8 more an hour. Madison will continue to do this because this is just an experiment. It's play money. She's having fun. She's doing great. But last night, I believe if she was selective, she would have made more than $17 per hour on average. She would have made more money than the 50 whatever she made. And she would have drove less miles. And what a lot of us aren't talking about is the mileage. Because some people say it doesn't matter and some people say it does. It depends on your car, all, do what works for you. But the fuel cost is translated into mileage, right? You could translate that, right? So if she's burning more fuel and using more fuel, she put 20 bucks in yesterday as an example, and she used more of that 20 to make the 50 whatever she made, that's not good. If she uses less of that 20, she has more fuel in the tank to work tomorrow. If you're not looking at your profitability and the bottom line, you're not working these apps the right way, in my opinion. Look at your mileage. Look at where it leaves you. She was driving all over the place yesterday. She went from South City to Kirkwood to downtown. And dinner rush, 17 bucks an hour. I've never made that low amount of money, ever, during dinner, ever. So we can continue to believe what DoorDash is saying to us, or you could go out and try some things for yourself. I still, at this point, my mind can be changed because numbers don't lie, and I'm going to continue to show you her numbers. And then eventually, very soon, we're going to go out together. She'll take everything. I'll cherry pick. She'll take everything, right? And we'll see who drives the most miles, who makes the most. We'll crunch our numbers, and we'll see where we stand. Because, people are thinking we're capped, and it doesn't matter, and take everything. You'll make more money. You're still making good money. $17 an hour in St. Louis is not great for us. For you, it might be because your market's different, right? But to drive that many miles, she drove like 60 miles yesterday. To make that amount of money, she was disappointed. She came home and was like, I didn't do great tonight. It wasn't good. I drove around a lot. I was all over the place. The mileage wasn't good. I had to wait a little bit. If you allow DoorDash to bully you and push you and manipulate you and put something on their website and say, do this, we'll give you this. If you do that, you will fail, in my opinion. You have to do what works for you. Don't be manipulated. Don't take trash. Okay? You can't. She's been taking too many low orders that take her 15 to 30 minutes to complete, and it's not adding up. At the end, the total's not getting higher as good as it should be because she's focusing too much time and energy and mileage on small orders. So please give a thumbs up for my girl Madison. She's doing great. She's having fun mostly. Eventually, if she continues to want to do DoorDash on, part-time or whatever, she'll learn, she'll get better and she'll know. I probably got to be selective in St. Louis. I don't need to take trash in hopes that they're going to give me something better. And eventually, maybe she'll this isn't going to be probably for her, right? Because this is not how our lifestyle works. But 17 bucks an hour. And I don't want to hear, or you guys tell me down below, active versus dash time. Which do you guys do? You guys know where I stand. The total time that I'm out, because when I am out, I'm actually in the car and I'm multi-apping. I'm doing things. Maybe I run errands sometimes and have the app on. But if I give 8 hours to the app, that's what I go by. I don't really go by the active. If we're going by active, there are hours I make $40 or $50 an hour, but that's a inflated number to me. But you guys put down what you do below. Everything is personal, right? I'm just giving you guys my thoughts, my opinion, what works for me. But $17 an hour for her in St. Louis in the middle of dinner. She started $5.50 something, and it's not good. And that could be one night. Who knows? Maybe she goes out tomorrow. She makes $30 an hour. We have no idea. It depends on the customer and things. But if you think DoorDash is going to reward you as a new driver, does it seem like it's rewarding her? Put a comment down below. You guys have seen some of her numbers. Is she killing it out here? She's doing okay. She's not killing it. She's not doing better than me. We compare our numbers. She's not doing better than me. And I cherry pick. All I want is for her to come home and say, babe, look, I made, she has yet to hit $25 an hour. All I want is for her to come home and feel good. I think if she takes everything, she's not going to feel good. She's going to drive more than she should. She wound up in a bad neighborhood last night. I said, hey, look at that map before. If it's a bad neighborhood, don't take it. Don't worry about the 100%. If it's a bad neighborhood, don't take it. All I want is for that to happen. I think if she takes everything, she's going to be DoorDash's minion, and they'll chew her up and spit her out. Know your worth. Be selective. Learn your market. Stop listening to people on YouTube, including myself. I know most of y'all come here just to see what I'm going to say that's weird. You like me. I'm entertaining. We talk about positivity, betting on you, motivation. I share my life with y'all. Stop listening to some of the gig tubers, myself included, giving advice about this and that. It's all perspective. It's all market dependent. There's a lot of people out here that want to be right, and they crack this, they did that, they do this. I'm going to sell this course. I'm going to do this. It's wild to me that this is where we're at. Madison is going to be we'll put my number and her numbers stacked up against each other, and we'll see. Does taking everything make you the same or more? Or does cherry picking make you the same or more? In St. Louis or a market similar? Just know your worth. No tip, no trip. Yes, I said it. No tip, no trip. 10.0. You can make, forget it, I can make more money by being selective. I'm just sharing my experience. Do what works for you. $17 an hour at dinner. For us, that's not good. She wasn't happy. I think she would have been happier and made more if she was selective last night, and she would have drove less. So that means more profits. It's the only thing that matters. And I'll say this, I'll stand by this. I'm still waiting to hear from people. I want to put numbers against numbers, profitability. I want you guys to have good, sound advice. Okay? Profits. Look at your numbers at the end of the day, the end of the month. All the other numbers don't matter. The only number that matters is the bottom line. Any good businessman or businesswoman would tell you that. Everything else that happens in the beginning and in the middle means nothing until you get to the end. If you like this video or others, check out this one here. Consider hitting subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments.